Welcome back, JDM fam. Thank you guys for watching. In today's video, we're going to be installing this TAKEDA intake on my FK8 Civic Type R. Super excited about this. Definitely something that I've been needing to do, and we're finally here, guys. We're finally installing this thing. So beautiful. Cannot wait. And I was just telling my wife, this is basically the only car that I've ever bought that I never bought an intake for right off the bat. It's really funny, but I mean, if you guys own a Civic Type R, you know that the intake, the stock intake on these are basically designed perfect where you don't need to upgrade, but I do want more turbo sounds, and the AFE TAKEDA website actually says that it does gain some horsepower. It's probably, I think it was like 14 horsepower or something. Not anything huge, but we will get turbo sounds. That is a big one, guys. So we're gonna hear the turbo a lot more on the Type R, and I cannot wait to actually install this and hear what it sounds like. So before we start this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button, guys. It helps me out a lot. Alright guys, this is my Civic Type R. Already popped the hood. Too excited about this. I'm really anxious to get this done. Beautiful, amazing car. Definitely the best car I've ever owned so far. That is saying a lot. I've owned a lot of vehicles. So this is the intake, guys. Already made a short about it, but I mean, how cool is this intake box, guys? This is awesome. So it has like little characters all over the place. Has like ninjas and samurai on the box. That is just so cool. One of the coolest boxes. Now this is the intake box, guys. This is going to replace the boring box that's in there. It looks a lot cooler. There's not much in this box. I'm gonna pull it all out and show you guys what is in the box. All right, guys, like I mentioned, not much in the box. That's a good thing. That means it should be a pretty straightforward install. You can see there's a pipe right here. We have the clamps, intake air filter, the box, and a coupler right here, as well as the instructions and some stickers. All right, so this is what the stock intake looks like. Obviously, it's pretty plain. It's just stock. Now, I have taken this all apart right here for the drop-in air filter. Haven't taken any of this apart, so we're gonna have to get all of this done, as well as taking out the box right here. Now, obviously, with this intake, it's set up really good as a stock intake, guys. It's basically a cold air intake. All of the cool air from outside goes through the grill, goes up in here, and goes down there. So it does minimize any currents of water actually being able to come in here because it has to go upward, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna get all of this taken apart and start installing the new intake now. Okay, first thing it says to do is disconnect the MAF right there. We're gonna do that really quick. And then it says to disconnect these hoses on the purge jet. We're gonna do that as well. That should be these right here. And there's the MAF right there. Let's get started. Okay, so it says to disconnect all of these. I've done these, but this isn't really budging. So I think I'm going to wait until this is removed to pull this out, because I believe this slides out. Okay, so now that these are connected, for the most part, I did disconnect these. I think I'm gonna have to get this one once this is off. Now the next step says to take a flathead screwdriver and start unplugging all of the harness. Now basically it says all you have to do is unclip the harness. It basically just goes around right here, and that's it right here. We're gonna get that off really quick. And then the next step says carefully remove the seal trim, which would probably be this right here. And then we'll start to the next step after that. Okay, so the wiring harness is set up like this. All you have to do is press these little clips right here, right there, and right here, and it's going to come right out. That's pretty easy. Also right here, all I did was use a flathead and barely push on it and twist it, and this is coming right out. So this should be pretty easy, as well as that, obviously. So after this, let's move to the next one. All right, so I have this removed. I don't think you have to take it all the way off of the car, so I am leaving this part because obviously I don't think we're going to mess with this, but the box is actually removed right there. Okay, so next it says loosen the stock clamp on the silicone coupling. Now, I believe that's one of these, so it's probably this one it wants me to loosen. And then it says remove the 4 10mm bolts on the stock housing. Do not discard of them at this time. They will be reused. So I believe we're going to start taking off these 10 millimeter bolts, as well as loosen this up. I'm going to try to find a socket small enough for that, but if I can't, I'm gonna have to use a Phillips. Really don't want to strip that out though, so we're gonna get this box taken care of and removed. It shows right here, none of these couplers here, so I believe we have to get rid of those as well on this step, which I mean is pretty straightforward. And then we're gonna remove this grommet and reuse it, I believe, on the next one. Okay, so I've loosened up this 10 millimeter and the one down there. I believe the one down there is actually connected in the grommet, so I don't think you can lose it, but I mean, you never can be too careful. I wouldn't like spin it really fast and see what happens. So after that, I believe these are the other two it was talking about. At first, I could not figure out what for they were talking about. I could see that one down there and this one right here, because obviously you could see those pretty easily. But I believe these are the next two that we have to do. So I actually had to look at the aftermarket Takeda intake box to see that it connects right there and right here. I don't think it connects down there. So we're gonna loosen these up really quick and then we'll get this box out. And by the way, I did loosen up these clamps. You probably saw me doing that. I used a 5.5 millimeter socket, which is really small. And I didn't want to get the socket too close to the sensor and everything. So what I did was just pop it onto a screwdriver and it worked really well. So now that that's out of the way, we can start taking the box out. Wow, that one was loose. This one's pretty loose too. I wonder, yeah, those are pretty loose, guys. I'm thinking maybe this car actually had an intake before, or I don't know, guys. This car could have been modified before from the first owner. I am the second owner of this vehicle, and these weren't too tight. I mean, maybe they could have backed out, but also pretty sure this car might have been lowered, because when I threw this Blitz strut bar on right here, I could tell that someone did mess with those nuts up there. So I don't know, guys. This car was probably modified from the first owner, but it's really clean actually. So there's the two bolts right there, guys. Now we can start taking it out. Okay, so it looks like these are clipped in, just like barely clipped in by rubber. They're like little rubber clips. Obviously, I remember this whole box is clipped on by these rubber nubs down here. I don't want to damage them, so I'm going to go really slow. I had to do this for the drop-in air filter to pull this box off, which is kind of a hassle to take all of this stuff off. Alright guys, so I got this piece out. What I did was get rid of the rest of the pipe right here. It says to pry this upward. It does not work, guys. It was super difficult. What I did was turn this to the side right here after getting rid of the rest of the piping and just twist it left and right like this while pulling down and holding on this, and it wants to budge very little at a time, but it will come off. Now, if you just sit there and try to pull on it and try to get it to come out, it is very, very difficult because this thing does not loosen, guys. So you're just basically pulling and pulling on it, which basically just moves that around. If you just turn it to the side right here and just go like this while holding on to that and pulling this down, it will come off. Now, I don't know where I cut my hand, but I cut my hand a couple places just now trying to do this. I got blood all over the place, guys. It was nasty. So I cleaned that up. Imagine if I didn't clean these up very well and I forgot, and you buy this car or something in 10 years, 20 years, whatever, and you find blood down here. That would be disgusting. So I made sure to clean it up really well, but that was weird, guys. This is just a weird design. Why not just make a little screw on this clamp so you can just unscrew it and pull it off? So now we're gonna take out this box now that everything is out of the way over there. I'm just going to pull this bottom piece of the air filter box out with this rubber piece because it is connected down there on both sides. And we'll get this done. And then after that, we'll start putting it together. Okay, now it says with an upward motion, you just pull this out. I don't know how easy that's gonna be because nothing's ever as simple as you'd like it to be or as it sounds. Also, it looks like the harness is plugged into the top of the box right here. It would not budge. I was sitting there for like 5 minutes trying to budge that. Yeah, this little piece right here, guys. It's a little rubber piece right here. I just got my fingers in here and just wedged it off of a little post in there. There we go, guys. That's the intake system. At least the bottom of the box. So now, let's check out my drop-in AEM air filter. Obviously, this is the clean side. Let's see what it looks like on the dirty side and see how dirty it actually is. That is actually super clean, guys. It's definitely doing its job. I mean, it's a little tiny bit dusty, but it is way cleaner on this side. It's definitely doing its job well. This AEM drop-in air filter really did a good job, and it did make it sound a little bit meaner. Okay, so now the directions, I believe it says to pull out this grommet. I'm gonna do that really quick, and if you can't see, that's what it looks like. It's at the bottom of the air box right here. Okay, so I don't know if this is gonna make it easier, but I assume it is. This grommet is made of 2 metal pieces, the screw and this piece right here. I pulled those out. Should be way easier to pull this out with just being a rubber piece and not having a screw in it. So just in case you guys are wondering, I was trying to pull it out at first with this metal piece in it. It does not want to budge because obviously this metal piece will not fit through this crack right here. Once I pulled out the metal, rubber came right out. Now we're gonna need to remove the MAF and install it on the new piping, which is gonna go right there. And then the other sensor is gonna go right here, it looks like. And then after that, we're gonna put it all back together, install this box, and see how it turns out. I replaced the grommet that was in the front of the airbox right there. That is basically the top mounting that will mount right on the battery right there. And then the bottom one down here that is gonna go onto the new one from the old one, and that is the bottom one that goes onto the post down there. So once that's on there and the top one's on there on the box right here, we could start reinstalling the box now. Okay, now all we got to do is tighten up this top bolt and the 2 bolts on the front of the box right here, and then we're going to start reinstalling the harness and the piping right here. So after that, we're basically done. Obviously, we got to put in the air filter as well. So next we're gonna reinstall this seal for the box. And by the way, guys, I did not receive a loom, which is really annoying. It says you're supposed to install a loom right now. And if you guys are wondering how to take this plastic piece off, what I did was, instead of going from the bottom trying to push up the clips, I went from the top and pulled the clips out. So it is really annoying. I did not get a wiring loom, so I'm just gonna go over this with some electrical tape just to make sure it's protected. Then I'm gonna run it, I think I'm gonna run it through right here and have it come out here. So after that, it says to install the intake filter and lock it in place. I don't know how that's gonna work. We're gonna try that after I use some electrical tape. I am gonna hit up the company and see if I can get that wiring loom still. So all of the seal is put back on right here. For some reason, I have an extra clip right there. I looked at the stock box and it does clip into that hole right there. I'm assuming there's an extra hole on the stock air box. I don't know, guys. I might just take that out. All right, guys, so it fits great. This is fitting so well, and I love how the intake filter actually pops into place and seals the box right here. It's really cool, guys. So next, guys, we're gonna put the pipes back on and we'll be completely done, but so far it looks really good. Now we install this aftermarket coupling that it came with, install this right here, and put the clamps on. And we're not gonna tighten it right now. It doesn't say to. So I believe we're going to start fitting the other piece with the sensors in it. So let's see. And finally, guys, it is complete. Everything's done. These are 8mm if you do want to use a socket instead of a screwdriver. Basically, guys, it all turned out great. I love how it fits, and there's really not much wiggle room on this. Like, once you get it in place, guys, it's basically set. You don't have to do anything except for just tighten everything up. So I put the clamps back onto these hoses real quick. This does not have a clamp. That is just, I believe that's the recirculation. Everything's set back up, guys. the filter looks great. It looks so good. I love how it looks. I love the setup, and it does make it look a lot better, but hopefully it makes it sound better, guys. Stay tuned. We're gonna take a video, let you guys hear what the FK8 Civic Type R sounds like with the Takeda aftermarket cold air intake. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for making it this far. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button if you guys want to see more FK8 and Honda content. And I'll see you guys on the next video.